homies and homettes. How y'all be today? I'm cooling. I'm cooling. Thanks for asking. Thanks for asking. All right, so I wanted to talk about this story. Basically, it's a story time. True story though, but it's about driving in New York. I'm not from New York. All right, I only been to New York. I think maybe twice in a lifetime. No, no, only once. Only been to New York once. Anyways, I got friends from New York, and everybody hypes it up. But when you actually go there and see it for yourself, it's a whole different animal. So okay, so I had this, job. Uh, I do contract work. So people hire you for a couple days or something to, do specific things for them. And one of these jobs was they needed me to drive from New York to Pennsylvania, from New York to not to Pennsylvania. Well, from New York to Pennsylvania, and then from New York to North Carolina and back. All right. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. They pay, good amounts. I was like, not a problem. They was like, you need to drive a 35 footer. Can you do that? And I was like, not a problem. You don't need a CDL for that. But it's a 35 footer. You know what I'm saying? About 13 feet high. And I was like, all right, big box truck. It's a commercial truck though. So this. I never drove a commercial truck, and I didn't know it was deemed a commercial truck until we get further into the story. Anyway, so I tell these people, look, I've never been to New York before. I've never driven in New York. I know that it's a crowded place. I know it's a hectic place, but I've never been there. So they was just like, don't worry about it. Everything will be all right. You'll be coming out of Long Island. So I was just like, okay, cool. So there's this big concert in Long Island, and I had to drive the equipment from the concert to another concert that they was having the next day in North Carolina. So you're driving at night. So I was like, I but I never driven in New York. They was like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So I was like, all right. So I get there. It's 1 o'clock at night. They're like, here's a truck. See you in North Carolina. I was like, no problem. Get in the truck. Start heading out. I was doing good. I was doing good. And then I get to I'm not sure what the freeway it is, but they was like the manager told me before I even got in the truck. He was like, you need to take this road out to this freeway, and it'll lead you out to the main freeway, and you'll be on your way. And I was like, okay. He was like, there's no other way to get out, so you have to take this freeway. So I was like, no problem. I do exactly what I'm told. Mind you, never driven in New York, never been to New York, never driven a commercial truck. I'm your man. I'm the guy that you want. So I'm like, boom, get in, hit the freeway, roll in. It's nighttime. I'm doing good. 55 miles an hour, minding the speed limit. Boom, boom. I'm rocking and rolling, and bam! I'm like, did I just hit something, or did something hit me? The truck didn't slow down. But I know to look in the rearview mirror and I see all this smoke, and I'm like, what in the life of Brian just happened? Love Life of Brian. I pulled over. The back of the truck from the corner of the right end is sheared almost all the way off. You can see the inside of the truck. All that metal. There's nothing laying on the ground, but the whole thing is just yak. So, man, I get on the phone. I call the manager. I'm like, dude, you told me to take this road. Bad idea. They come, they look at it. They're like, wow, police show up, highway police, Long Island, highway police. Was like, You didn't know that there were signs back there that says no commercial trucks on this road? I was like, nah, I didn't see the signs. And I really didn't. I didn't see the signs. He's like, there's two of them back here. And he said, so what happened was I hit a bridge. Now, let me explain this to you guys. These bridges. The bridges aren't, over, down, go up under the bridge. No, they're shaped like this. Right? Boom, bam. 2-lane highway, each way, 2 lanes this way, 2 lanes that way. I'm like, yeah, okay, so and here's what makes it so bad. He was like, you missed some bridges back there. So I was like, how did I miss those bridges? But I nicked this bridge, you know what I'm saying? Didn't do no damage to the bridge or anything, tore the truck up. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I don't know, how I missed those other, because I didn't see them. Mind you, these places aren't lit. It's not like these bridges are lit. They don't have the little eye things there that you reflect off of, and there's no light pole by them, nothing. Pitch black. I missed two of the bridges, not even sure how I did it. Nicked the third bridge, boom, bam. Here I am, getting tickets. My manager shows up, the other manager, he's like, wait, what? What happened? So I tell him, I said, look, this dude told me to take, he said, there's no other way out, right? So I tell the cops the same thing. I was like, hey, this guy right here told me to take this bridge, to pretty much take this road. So they ticketed me, of course, and the guy did show up who told me to take it, and he was like, "F them." I said, "Take it," He was like, "F them, man. Take this bridge. Take this road." I was just like, "All right, dude. Since you feel that strongly about it," so I take it, and I was like, "Hey, you need to talk to this guy right here." So what they did was, of course, I get the ticket, and the company paid for the ticket. But I was like, why are these bridges like this? Come to find out that Long Island's history is very racist. They made those bridges. So you remember back in the day, a lot of black people used to transport by buses, right? Well, the buses and the truck that those trucks are the same height. What they used to do is try to keep black people from transporting by buses, so they made the bridges like this instead of like this. I was like, you racist. You went you went to all that length to keep black people out of Long Island, that you built the bridges so buses can't pass under them. I'm like, yo, true, like this is a true story. They really did this. And these bridges like go for like, miles. They're like all the way along. That's the true story about Long Island. They built this so black people couldn't live there. I was like, freaking believable. Nonetheless, the next day they had to take a like electric saw. They cut the back of it open. I mean, it was the truck was total. The back end of it was, the front end and everything else was fine. They took all the stuff out of there. They packed up the new truck and said, "Here's your keys. Head down to South Carolina." I was like, "Fine." So this time I knew I was in a commercial truck. I was looking for the signs, and I stayed off of that road. But what I had to do, okay, so I had to take that road for different parts of it. Okay, so what they did was they have commercial truck signs up, and you really got to look for them, because you can get in trouble. And they'll come out of nowhere, and they'll be like, you need to pull over here, and you have to drive through the residential with your commercial truck. I mean, you going past people's houses, and trees is hitting the doggone truck. I'm like, really? I gotta, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to do the whole GPS thing. And if you don't do it, like, you're in trouble. I mean, you could cause an accident, and or you can just get ticketed. I got 2 tickets, one for being on that road, the other one for, hitting the bridge. So, and lucky me, no points went against my license or anything, because it really wasn't my fault. It's the middle of the night. I never drove there. I warned those people. They told me what to do. It was their fault, So they even had to pay for the ticket. I got fined, but they sent me money to pay for the ticket, so I paid everything off. And but like I said, the next day, so I would be driving on that road, boom, and I'm looking. It's daylight now, thank God, and I'm looking for these signs. Like why? Like where the hell? I know they're gonna come up. So boom, I see a commercial sign. Boom, I have to drive through a residential. Boom, you see it, you get back on another part of the road, like miles down there. Boom, you see it again. You have to get off and make this whole circle and get on another part of this little freeway, and then come back on that part of the road. And then finally, it connected to the main highway, and then boom, I was out of New York. But it was an experience I'll never forget. I learned so much. Positive and negative by just that one trip. And what's great for me is none of it really counted against me, except that company never hired. They never hired me again, and that sucks because I mean I don't need them, but it was a good gig. It was, and I I'm on my own a lot anyway, but they paid really good. They put you in nice hotels. They paid for everything. They were just like, just get this truck from this location to this location. That's all I need you to do. So it was a really, really great gig, especially for a loner like me who can just get up and at the spur of a moment get out there. If I need a quick $600-700, it would be nice to, I mean, they Ubered me an hour and a half away just to uh, take this truck actually to New York. What I'm saying, put you on a flight and everything. So they paid for everything. So it was a really good gig. So that's the only bad part. I won't be able to work with them because I cost them, so much. Well, they cost themselves so much money, and guy hit a bridge in the middle of the night. So, and that was the only time that ever happened to me. I have a great driving record. So, it's your boy Tom So too, man. Just I don't know. Watch out for those racist bridges.